Anos and other students receive letters from an owl inviting them to the Demon King Academy, the school that nurtures the descendants of the founder, the Demon King of Tyranny. On the day of the entrance exam, Anos meets Misha Necron, another student who is also embarrassed because of the encouraging words from her guardian. When they arrive at the entrance, they are mocked by Zeps, a famous demon from the Indu family. Anos completely ignores him, causing him to get angry and attempt to burn them with a spell. However, Anos easily blows out the flame like a match and makes Zeps repent using the power of his words. At the practical exam, Anos' opponent is revealed to be Zeps and they fight. Zeps uses a demon sword that was passed down in his family, Zephrid, and tries attacking Anos with it. But Anos easily dodges it and puts out the flame from the sword with ease again. He then tells Zeps that he will give himself a handicap and won't move from his spot. Suddenly, Zeps' blood starts spurting out, as Anos infused magic into his heartbeat to attack him. Zeps tells him he will never resign and that he can only make him surrender using compulsion magic. To make things interesting, Anos tells him that he won't use such magic, and then disintegrates Zeps with a finger flick. Anos quickly revives him and keeps killing him, declaring that he could keep reviving him indefinitely. Growing scared with each death, Zeps eventually surrenders. At the magical assessment, Misha gets 100,246 while Anos destroys the crystal due to his potent magic power, receiving a 0. Next, at the aptitude test, students are questioned about the Demon King of Tyranny. After the test, Misha waits for Anos at the entrance and he invites her to his house. He teleports them there, surprising Misha since it was a lost magic from the mythical age. At his house, Anos' parents quickly jump to conclusions and are very delighted that he brought home a wife, so Anos says that he will clear up the misunderstanding later. The four eat mushroom gratin, which is Anos' favorite food to celebrate his acceptance into the academy. Later, as Anos and Misha walk outside, an arena begins to form around them. They run into another royal, Zeps' older brother, Leorg Indu. Zeps excitedly announces that his brother will defeat Anos, but Leorg kills Zeps with magic. Leorg then begins to prepare magic circles with his group of royals. However, their magic power runs out of control and the group explodes. Leorg successfully avoids death by containing his magic and prepares to use a highly risky spell. He attacks Anos with it but is stunned when the dust clears and Anos stands there unharmed. Anos explains that origin magic does not work on the origin itself, as Leorg used the Demon King of Tyranny as its origin, and then proclaims himself as the Demon King of Tyranny. Anos begins wondering about the brotherly bonds in this magical age and tells Leorg that he will give him a chance due to risking his life for a dangerous spell earlier. He then revives Zeps, who proceeds to attack Leorg as revenge for killing him. Anos tells Leorg to call out his brother's name and prove their bond as brothers, but Leorg isn't successful. He yells out at the last moment and is killed due to their lack of brotherly bonds. Anos remarks on the flimsy bonds of brothers in the current era and revives both Indu brothers, before destroying the arena. Then, as Zeps and Leorg wonder who Anos is, Anos declares that he is the Demon King of Tyranny. Anos enters his new class and wonders why people are staring at him, so Misha tells him that it's due to his badge, which has a cross on it. This labels him as a Misfit, making him the Misfit of the Demon King Academy. During the mythical age, the hero Kanan, the Demon King Anos, the Great Spirit Reno, and the Goddess of Creation Melisha gathered at the Demon King Castle Delsgate. Anos proposed to sacrifice his life to create 4 walls for the sake of world peace. The three agreed to his plan, and Kanan stabbed Anos with his holy sword, allowing him to turn his life into magic power. In his last moments, Anos promised Kanan to become friends if they ever meet in the future. A big explosion then occurred and the world was divided into 4. 2,000 years later, Isabella and Gusta look at their newborn baby and try to name him, when suddenly the baby says his name is Anos Voldegod, shocking his parents. Back at the Demon King Academy, Misha says that no one has ever failed the aptitude test. Confused, as he is sure he answered all the questions about himself correctly, Anos reads Misha's mind and discovers that the name of the founder is Avos Dilhavia. As Misha continues talking about the aptitude test, a girl walks past and sneers at Anos' badge. The bell rings and their homeroom teacher, Amelia Ludewell, begins the class. They start by selecting team leaders who can cast Gize. Anos raises his hand, but students with white uniforms are not allowed to become leaders. So Anos and Amelia cast Zekt, under the following conditions. If Anos can prove hybrids are in no way inferior to purebloods, he can become a team leader. If not, he apologizes and drops out of school. Anos then reveals that the magic circle for Gizeh is flawed, before redrawing the circle and making it twice as powerful. Amelia reluctantly accepts her defeat, to the confused murmurs of the other students. Amelia then asks all team leaders to introduce themselves. The girl from earlier introduces herself as the Witch of Destruction, Sasha Necron. Misha reveals that she is her sister, but when Anos asks if they have different parents due to their different uniforms, Misha says it's due to a family decision. Anos then introduces himself as Anos Voldagode, the Demon King of Tyranny, and tells the class that the name they have been using is a complete fake. The class eventually splits up to follow the leaders of their choice. Only Misha chooses to be in Anos' group because they are friends. Sasha comes over to them and calls Misha a defective little junk doll, with no life, no soul, and no will. Anos says her grasp of magical concepts is too tenuous if she thinks a magical doll has no soul or life. Sasha then activates her magic eyes of destruction, destroying the wall behind Anos, but with no effect on him. In response, Anos activates his own magic eyes of destruction, leaving her speechless. He invites Sasha to his team in order for her to get closer to Misha, but she storms off and says she never thought of Misha as her sister. As Misha and Anos walk out of school, they bump into Sasha. Sasha and Misha form a sect about the upcoming team battle. If they can beat her team, she will join Anos' team. Otherwise, she will get to own him. And so, the battle begins. Anos utterly defeats Sasha's team, so she joins his team. He then brings the sisters to his house for dinner, creating more misunderstandings and shenanigans with his parents. Eventually, he walks them home, giving the sisters room to reconnect. Before going back, Sasha kisses Anos as a thank you. Please like the video and subscribe for more anime recaps. I would also appreciate if you will check my other videos. Thank you.